Hi there, Sylvia here. If you're new, you're welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, you know how we do it. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to learn how to use the VLOOKUP function better using the match function. The VLOOKUP function is used to look up items vertically. To get into it, we're going to use the VLOOKUP function separately, then we'll use the match function separately, and then we'll combine both functions to have the VLOOKUP and match functions together. So here we want to get the last name, the grade, and the department of these student IDs, and we're looking it up from this data set here. To do that, we'll start off with equal to VLOOKUP. It looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns it. So double click. It has four arguments: the lookup value, the table array, the column index number, and the range lookup. So here our lookup value is the student ID in cell I3. Then we'll put a comma, and then we also need to get our table array, which is the data sets that we are working with. Then we'll put a comma. Now the column index number is the number of the column which houses the information we are trying to get. And we are looking for the last name. The last name is seen on the column 3 in the main data set. Student ID is the first column, the first name is the second, the last name is the third, department fourth, hobby fifth, and then the grade is the sixth column. So the last name is the third column, so we put a comma and then put 3. Then we put a comma. The fourth argument, which is the range lookup, is asking if we want an approximate match or an exact match. Approximate match is represented as true or 1, while the exact match is represented as a 0 or a false. So we need an exact match, and we're just going to double click on the exact match, and then we close our parentheses and click on enter. And here we have Drake's, and if we drag this down, we're going to have the last names for other student IDs. And just to do a test run, student 6154, which is here, has a last name which is Beauty, and this is exactly what we have here. That is correct. If you want to drag this to the right, this is not going to work because the cells are not properly referenced, right? The match function will return the position of an item from a list. It returns the position of an item from a list, right? So when it selects match, we want to be able to, for example, get this last name. We want to get the position of this last name from this list of titles here. It's also good to note that the match function has 3 arguments: the lookup value, the lookup array, and the match type. So here our lookup value is last name because we want to get the position of the last name from this list. So then we'll put a comma. It's now asking you for the lookup array. The lookup array is this array of numbers we have here. Then you put a comma, and then we are looking for the exact match, and then we'll close and click enter. So here we have that the last name is in the column 3 of this lookup array. Now using both functions together would have that equal to VLOOKUP. Our lookup value is student ID, in this case I3. But because we want to go from one row to another and we are sure of the column that this student ID is located in, we're going to be using the column constant cell referencing. And using function F4, we're going to keep clicking to select the column constant cell referencing that we need. And this is it. Put a comma, then we are selecting the table array. Our table array is this data set over here, and we are sure it's this data set. So we're just going to use function F4 to lock this table array. Then we'll put a comma. Now it's asking us for our column index number, and here is where we add our match function. So we type match. Now the match function is asking for our lookup value. Our lookup value here is the last name. We want to get the last name for these students with these IDs listed here. Because we also want to be able to get the grade and the department later, this means we want to be able to move along this row, but we are sure it is just this row that we are moving along. We're going to use the row constant cell referencing. So using F4, we'll lock our row 2, then we'll put a comma. Here it's asking us for the lookup array. So going to the array, we will select the lists where we have our lookup value in, and here you will see that the lookup value is here in this list. You can see last name here, so we select this list. Then we would also want to lock it just to avoid having to get the wrong value when we move around. Then we'll put a comma, and then we need the exact match. So here we just double click on exact match. Then we need to close the match function, parentheses. So with this, we've closed the match function. And now we need to go on to put a comma because we are back to the VLOOKUP function. And then we'll select exact match and we'll go ahead to close and click enter. So this again has returned Drake's as the last name for 4867 student ID. Drag this down, we'll get last names for other student IDs. Then if we also move to the right, we're going to get the grade and the department of these students. This is a really helpful way to use the VLOOKUP function. Do watch over the video repeatedly, and if you have more questions, I'll be in the comment section to answer it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.